Hello, this is Ms. McClure. For this lesson, we want to focus on compare and contrast. So I'm going to go ahead and review what you already know about compare and contrast. We started talking about comparing and contrasting stories this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at compare and contrast a little deeper so that way you're able to do your homework tonight or this week. Compare and contrast, what is it? Well, if you take a look at my board, compare is when I use details from the story to tell what is similar and same about two things. You use details from the story to tell what is the same about two things. Contrast, I use details from the story to tell what is different about two things. Contrast, you use details from the story to tell what is different about two things. So where do you put these details? If you take a look at the board, this right here is called a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram consists of two circles and combined in the middle. As you can see, it intertwined. It kind of overlap in the middle. As you can see, on a Venn diagram, on the outside of the circle, you are comparing. On the inside of the circle, you are comparing. On the outside of the circle, you are contrasting. And what we did in class yesterday, we talked about dogs and cats. As you can see, we put dogs on one side and cat on one side. And these are the two things that we're going to compare and contrast. And remember, comparing and contrast is using two different things. So we're going to use dogs and cats. And we came up with things that dogs are different than cats and things that cats are different than dogs. But in the middle of our Venn diagram, we compare things that are the same about dogs and cats. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we did yesterday. For dogs, we came up with dogs barks. These are details that we came up with. However, for homework, you're going to read a story and find details from the story. Dogs barks, dogs like water, and dog likes bone. So you ask yourself, what are we contrasting? We are contrasting what cats like, how cats are different than dogs. So cats purr, cat does not like water, and cat likes fishes. As you can see, dogs are different than cats, and that is called contrasting. When we are comparing, we put it in the middle of the Venn diagram, and we came up with both cats and dogs have something in common. They're both animals and they're both pets. So in the middle of your Venn diagram, I want you to put details that are the same about these two things. And on the outside are your contrasts, and you're going to put things that are different, okay? So for your homework for this week, you're going to read the story about two uncles, Uncle Jerry and Uncle Rick. You will use the details from this story, and you will fill it in these little lines right here. If you do not have space, you may flip it to the back of your homework and do your Venn diagram in the back. So this story is about two uncles. So the best way to do this is go ahead and read it a couple of times, and underline everything that you read about Uncle Rick. And then take a highlighter or a different color and underline any details about Uncle Jerry. If you find details that are the same, you might want to use another color because that will go in the middle. So after you read it and you identify the details, you go ahead and put everything about Uncle Jerry on this side, and then everything about Uncle Rick on this side. If they have something in common, you want to put it in the middle of your Venn diagram. Because remember, in the middle, we are comparing. And compare means I use details from the story to tell what is similar or same about two things. And on the outside is contrasting. I use details from the story to tell what is different about two things. Anyway, I hope this helps. Please go ahead and watch this video a couple of times. If you have any more questions, please ask your parents for help or come to me the next day. I hope to see a lot of good grades on your homework. Bye.